Let's take a look at FFIE. It's been making a bit of a continuation play. Last week, last day of trading, and had a bit of a gap up. Kind of just almost like a trend up, and it broke the 335 level. Maybe perhaps either signaling a new trend, or otherwise people, kind of view that as getting short as it kind of bumps up against that resistance. I mean, it kind of broke through it midday, and then kind of changed to support. See in the extended hours last session and then today, pretty light volume. Let's take a look at kind of the open here. We see a little bit of a sell-off, just kind of lower volume, slow grind break VWAP, and then we hit up this $4.405 range, which is pretty well established level. Looking at the daily, more so was at support before, so you kind of think, oh hey, this is going to be a point of resistance. If we get that breakout through, once you kind of break through that, you start to see a little bit more volume coming in, and you get a huge breakout over that roughly that 450 range, and then it comes up, it turns back down, and you can see now it's hitting that as support, another pretty key indicator. So we see this breakout of 450. Yeah, it kind of has this pullback almost to 450. Then we see another wedge up to 450. As you can see, as we wedge back up to, or rather, I'm sorry, 475, bouncing off 450. You can see the volume slowly increasing, especially as we get closer towards that 475 range. RSI increasing as well. Perhaps it's a good indication that we might see a breakout there. Increasing volume, increasing RSI. We do, and then that's kind of when things get sent off. Break of that 475, and really just a breakout of 5. Also 5 was a bit of an inflection point. Actually, it was really more of like that 4.9 level, a bit of a inflection point on the daily. So it was really more of a breakout of this 475 and this 490 range. As you can see, after the breakout, you get a little bit of a pullback. Volume is decreasing, RSI is decreasing, but you can see it holds that 490 level, and actually kind of returns on some big volume. Again, kind of looking almost for like a similar play, breakout over that 520, 525 range. Big volume on the green, small volume on the red. RSI is increasing. So then you get another breakout, and this thing then just rolls up to roughly 650. I would say a key level would have been that, I don't know, 580. But you can see that on the front side, it just does not really stop there at all. On the back side of this breakout, you can see it kind of holds a support. But you can see volume is declining, and then we get a little bit of almost a false breakout. Big green, but then followed immediately by big red. So then you kind of are still consolidating, maybe trying to hit that 580 support. Volume decreasing, RSI decreasing. Probably going to have a break of that support, and you see that it does. Let's zoom out here. See, it does, has a retest. RSI is not that strong. I mean, you have some bigger candles of green, but nothing, not too much. Then you start to see a little bit more of a sell-off, and then again with VWAP, we do get a bit of a break of VWAP here, and then reclaim, and then ultimately it just kind of trades sideways around the VWAP. Not any particularly big moves. Has decent range, kind of using that 515 support up to, maybe 5.6. So when you kind of look at this in thoughts for tomorrow, Right now it's using that 515 as a pretty good level of support. Let's see, don't really see that too much on the daily or really even the 5-minute. It seems to be more so of just this intraday level. Let's mark that out. 515. Getting kind of a lot of lines here, but you can see it's kind of holding the 515. I think it made a pretty good move today on huge volume. Over 100 million shares. It's still going right now, although much lighter in the after hours. I think this thing really would need to hold on to 5, ideally, above 515 to possibly be in play. If it can really just move sideways in the extended hours, kind of almost like what you see it did prior to today, then there's maybe a possibility of, some upside to the long or upside on the long side. I think really, we probably have some good shorting in this 580 level, 580, 590 range. People probably getting in there, especially on the second pop up after the breakout, and then these adding in more on these little pops. Didn't really have as much of a bigger breakdown as probably you would have liked to get on the short side. Unless maybe you get in good on the 620, but then you probably would have maybe even covered at this 580 after that if you had some good tight risk management. But I think if we stay above 5, ideally above 515, consolidate sideways in after hours, extended hours, I think maybe we make a test of this 580 range. If it comes through on big volume, we do see that squeeze level there, then you might see another test of 650. I think ultimately the play really more is this kind of consolidation, around the 5, what it is right now, 515, 520. If it can grind up and just looking for kind of a scalp breakout over that 580 range. I don't know if it would really get a big continuation. I don't believe, I have to double check, but I don't believe this is a real low float, so today was a bit of a monster move. On the other hand, if it can't hold this $5 range, then yeah, maybe looking to get in short. I think it does have some pretty good, I'd say, kind of support or inflection level at 450. So kind of a smaller trade, but still good opportunity. If it breaks this 515 and kind of toys with this 5, if it's looking weak at $5, low volume, low RSI, maybe it's going to have a downtrend, so maybe you hop in there on the short side, risk off the 515 level, profit target 450 is possibly an idea. This is kind of what I think are the levels to watch out. Again, you kind of just have to watch as it goes, because again, if things look so obvious, that sometimes when they just reverse in either direction, because people getting squeezed or stopped out. So ultimately 515 is the key level to watch now. In the morning, if it breaks or can hold that, then look for an upside move if it holds it, or a downside move if it breaks it.